Hey, peace, my weebles. It's your boy, Sincere Seven, aka Detroit Medicine Man, coming to you live and direct from the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit. The Pad, representing the House of Genesis. Yeah, Happy New Year, y'all. Happy New Year. Yeah, I ain't tripping on all of them. You know, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I was a little bit, I was pleased because I think that I got the majority of the people off my page who are celebrator haters. Celebrator haters, people who celebrate things and they just want to come and hate on those people because they celebrate them. It's not the real New Year. The New Year is in March. Well, when's the fiscal New Year, you broke ass? Everybody don't understand. It's a new calendar. I bet if you went and had somebody write you a check and they wrote 2025, you'll tell them to change that shit because it's a new year. This is wrong. It's a new year. So if you'll say that shit, shut up. Yo, I am feeling absolutely awesome. I've been going through a lot of challenges, and my challenges, like, they're always just a setup for me to make it to the next level, you know. So I've been appreciative of the challenges that I've been receiving because each one takes me to a further level. Been enjoying time with my children. All of my children have been over here with me, all 7 of them. You know what I'm saying? So that makes me feel good, you know. So I just felt like, let me get back on and holler at my weebles. I ain't kicked it with y'all in a minute, man. You know, I come on and talk some shit every now and then, you know, entertain my peoples, drop a little something. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. I might just be here a second, but I might get into some things, you know. But I just wanted to talk about something real quick. As the Detroit Medicine Man, one of the healers in the community, one of the things that I've realized over time that I need people to understand before they come see me is, what kind of journey are you on? I need you to know, what kind of journey are you on? Because what I've seen happen is a lot of people are going to see people like us and they're not even sure why they're there. Okay? So what do I mean by that? Let me tell you what I ask my clients to get an understanding before we go on. Are you, listen to this question, are you on a healing journey? Are you on a character growth and development journey? Or are you on a spiritual enlightenment or growth and development journey? Those are 3 different things, my people. And a lot of people get those things confused. Okay? A lot of people get those things confused. And I came upon this confusion pretty heavy in 2020. What I call the entheogenic explosion. COVID hit. A lot of people had a lot of time off of work and was given extra money. So now you got extra money and extra time. And that is usually when people will dive into their entheogenic works. Okay? Using their mushrooms, their ayahuasca, their cactuses, bufo, different things like this. And what I found is that my clients would be coming to me and when we're doing our talks, they would inform me that they're on a healing journey. Cool. You on a healing journey. What are we healing? What do you mean? You're on a healing journey, right? Yeah. Okay. What is it that you're trying to heal from? Well, the way I talk to people, I could talk to them better. And, I'm not being consistent at my yoga. And it's like I do a couple weeks and then I fall off. And then I'm just like, wait. What are you talking about? I thought you was on a healing journey. Well, I am, because my spirit is telling me that I need to do better things and yeah, okay, for sure. So you're trying to get your character and the things that you do and how you operate on point. That is character growth and development, shorty. That's not a healing journey. And what I found is that, I'm sorry to say this. No, I'm not. I don't even know why the fuck I said that. No. If you are offended, I'm sorry that you are weak as fuck, or that these shoes fit you. But what I found is that everybody now is trying to claim some shit. I'm neurodivergent. I have ADHD. I have PTSD. I have this. I have that. I have. All of these self, what is that called? When you go to the doctor and you tell him what you got. Self-diagnosing. There's a lot of self-diagnosing out here. This is why you have approximately 40% of the population calling everybody that they dated narcissists. I'd like y'all to look up what percentage of the U.S. population is narcissists. Something isn't adding up. So, a lot of times people will come to me and they will try to give me the understanding that they're having mental health issues, they're having emotional health issues. And I'll sit with them doing a cushion coffee with a cap for 2 or 3 hours and discuss all of the things that have been going on in their life, how they've been adjusting, how they've been handling, what's been going on, how they're responding, all of these different things. And by the end of it, I let them know I am not a Western medicine licensed physician at all. I don't claim to be. However, and that's that. And at the end of that consultation, I have to sit and tell them that you don't have mental health issues. You don't have emotional health issues. You have a lack of self-discipline and a lack of accepting responsibility for your actions. So going back to it, when you come to any healer or any assistant, mental, emotional, health, physical, it's important that you know whether you're on a healing journey, which means something is wrong with you. There's something that as you're programmed to be is not operating. Does that make sense? Like some people will say, oh, I'm overweight, so I need to lose weight. But then everybody in their goddamn own family is 6'3", you know what I'm saying, 200 plus, right? And it's like, oh, something's wrong, man, I need to lose weight. Well, hold on. You're actually structured as a Samoans. Anybody know about Samoans? I used to date a Samoan. And it was quite interesting because I had a discussion with her about, her size and everything. And she was like, oh yeah, Samoan people are like that. And I went and met her family and oh shit, no, literally y'all all like, this is y'all makeup, y'all frame. Now I'm not saying every single Samoan, but apparently from what they were saying, the ones that I met, that is a cultural type of thing. Like the pygmies are small. You meet a pygmy, you're not gonna be like, oh, well, you kind of underweight and you kind of short for, no, they're a pygmy, if that's the correct terminology, right? So that's what I mean when I say how you're set up. There is physical, there is environmental. There are people who are born in cold places and raised, and their culture has been in those cold places for a long time, and they are acclimated. Their body is physically made for that, right? Just like you get an African from Africa, right? If you take an African from Africa on the equator, and they're not called Eskimos no more. That is apparently disrespectful, like saying nigga if you're not a nigga. So I'm trying to get it correct, but there's a name. I always say Eskimos, no disrespect. There's a name for the culture. Ema. I don't know. I don't remember. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Somebody from a cold region, from a hot region, and you switch them. That is going to cause issues within them because of their makeup. So when I'm dealing with my clients, we deal with a lot of different things. Where are you from? Where are your people from? What is your regular diet as a people? Right? When you're from Jamaica or the Caribbeans and tornadoes and hurricanes come through your lands quite often and they snatch everything up. They knock down everything that's growing above the ground. So a lot of those cultures eat a lot of roots. They eat a lot of roots, right? The potato and all of these things that grow in the ground, and that they put, because the hurricane come and snatch everything above land. So everything that's under the ground, the potatoes, the cat, anything underground is good. So we're gonna plant a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? So culturally, there's certain foods that your body will be maintained by that other cultures are not going to be maintained by. Understand? So there's all these different aspects, right? Even your astrology and your human design. When I'm dealing with individuals, I like to look at their astrology because they we can start to look at things and address things as an issue when they're actually not an issue. This is your living energy, right? So for instance, Leos, Leos, we are ruled by the heart. So anything in this region is open for issues. See, so I'm not going to address these things as a problem when I see them. I'm going to address them like an issue, right? Because you're a Leo, right? Let me look at your astrology. Not to say astrologically that you're supposed to go through issues with this body part, but it is something that can be expected. It's something that it makes sense. If it comes up, it's like, okay, yeah, you're a Leo. Okay, I see. We're dealing with the digestion, the heart. Okay, so I tell you what we're going to do, right? We're going to just alter that, right? So that's another thing that we got to look at. So it's so many different, it's so many different levels and things to look at, which is why I have no cookie cutter. There's no cookie cutters in my drawer. What do I mean by that? I mean that if 7 people came to me in the same day and they all said, hey, I'm dealing with this, this, and this, and then they shut up. When all 7 of them leave, they most likely will have some of the same things, but they're also going to have different things. Because even if they're all dealing with the same thing, all of their bodies work differently. All of their systems work differently. All of their backgrounds are different. And so you got to dive into those things, because some things can be this. Like one of those people can be a Leo, and this is a issue in this area. I'm going to address that individual differently than I would an Aquarius who's dealing with the same energy. Makes sense? Yeah. So with that being said, I've had people who have come to me and they've self-diagnosed. I'm dealing with spiritual attacks. I'm dealing with mental health issues. I'm dealing with somebody putting a curse on me. And in all of these, and then I'll say, well, what's going on? And we'll walk through the last 3 months to a year of their life. And I can see a pattern of things going on with them and how they're responding to it and the repercussions from that. And a lot of people will take things to people and they'll give them a cookie cutter answer. A cookie cutter is like, oh, I'm dealing with this, that, and the other. Oh, okay, yeah, you need some coffee cherry skins, you need this herb, and you need this mushroom. Because I hear with the kingdoms, right? So, so it's like, all right, cool. That's not how that works. Like, I don't know why people think that. Like, if you go to school to become a healer, that is gonna say if people come in and got this, that, and this, then they need this, that, and that. And then, like, if you memorize all that, you good. That's not how that works, my peoples. That's not how that works. There's people who can be dealing with the same thing, and they literally take the opposite. Now, what will help you understand that is traditional Chinese medicine. When you get to studying how all of the elements are within what we're doing, how the seasons, or not even just the hot, cold, moist, dry, right, damp, all of these things, right? You got to read the body. You got to really go through. Each individual is different, right? There's coughs. There's dry coughs, and then there's wet coughs, and each one is presenting a different problem, and each one needs to be addressed in a different way. So we have to be cautious about this self-diagnosing based off of things that we've heard other people say. You got to also remember, a lot of people only do one thing. A lot of people only do one thing. So when you come to them, oh, I know what's wrong with you. What? The thing that I do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I do spiritual, you know what I'm saying, things, and I do spiritual health, and you got spiritual attack. You got demonic forces in you. Yeah. Now you leave there until you can afford whatever you need, and you still thinking now you can't afford them, or something else happens. You go to the next person, and you go to them. You're like, yo, I have spiritual entities and demonic attacks, and I need you to blank blank blank. And I'm sitting here going, uh, and your name is again what? How you telling me what you have and what you need, and I'm not even sure who you are or what you go through yet? How do we know that? Y'all know the comedians always talking about how they'll have at you and then they'll sneeze and then they'll start bleeding and they go got organ and be like, oh, I got cancer. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how it be. You know what I'm saying? So I invite y'all, take y'all time, figure out, are you really going through a healing journey? Is there something? Okay, here we go. A healing journey for me means that there is something physically, mentally, and emotionally crooked, and we have to straighten it. Broken, and we have to fix it. So there is something that we can pinpoint. Okay. You are not. No, not. Let me say what you're not. Be cautious to think or to feed yourself that you are going through something because of what somebody else told you or what they experienced or what. Be careful about self-diagnosing, right? If you are not familiar with all of the possibilities, right, then go to somebody, explain everything, right? And be cautious about people who only, and this is not, let me be very clear. This is not like, oh, them people don't know nothing because they only know. No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that by trade, I multitask. I'm like a general contractor. There we go. A general contractor. When you hire a general contractor, no matter what's wrong with your home, they can take care of it. They can get the electrical done, the plumbing, the drywall, the roof, whatever, right? But if you go to a roofer, they can only do your roof. Some of them might be able to do drywall, right? If you go to an electrician, they're only going to do your electric. If you go to a plumber, they're only going to do your water. So if you go there and you're telling them all of these things is going on, sometimes what I have seen is those individuals will start to tell you have a plumbing problem. Yeah, that's why your lights is flickering. Yeah, your plumbing. See, what happens is the water, and when it do this, and so it can, alter your electrical. So you probably need to get your. Matter of fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just replace all of your pipes, and we'll put it in the packs. And did you just get all of your? And people will come to me and tell me, yeah, I just got all my water pipes replaced. And I'm like, why? You said you had an electrical problem. Yeah, well, the person I went to before, they were saying that that's why. So I did that. But that's not why I'm here. I need you now to replace my roof. And I'm going, wait a minute, you're having an electrical problem and you're telling me, yeah, but I need this done because this person told me that this is what I need. Yeah, that's because that's what that person does. I have had an individual come to me and they was like, yo, I need ayahuasca. He's like, I'm ready. I got the money right here. You know what I'm saying? I haven't eaten. Like, what's up? Let's sit down and talk. We sat down and we talked. Come to find out, this individual had just got a divorce after 30-something years of marriage. And it was not a good divorce. And she was very, things happened that really. And so by the end of the conversation, he said, so when can I do ayahuasca? I said, good brother, you don't need ayahuasca. You need to mourn. I'm not going to take that type of money from you. That's not what you need. And then I started talking to him about what he's going through, what he's feeling, what he's like, yeah. I'm like, that's not you need ayahuasca. You know what I'm saying? And so he left with, I think, some microdoses or something. He came with 1,500 in his hand and he spent, you know what I'm saying, $50. Because I'm not trying to get you to spend money. I'm trying to get you to become back in harmony with yourself, right? And that's what we as healers are here for, to assist you in bringing yourself back into harmony. And so a lot of times, a lot of us are going different places and being told that we need things that we don't need, being told to spend money and buy these different, oh my goodness, the things that I have heard and seen people have gone through to get some of the most simplest results. You done bought $1,500 worth of products, $3,000 in services. Baby girl, all you needed was a good conversation between you and that person. Let's do a cushion coffee with a cat. You know what I'm saying? I'm just making situations up, but that's kind of how things happen out here. And so I just think that it's very important that you all know and understand where you're at with the physical, mental healing. That means something is off. You used to operate in a certain way, something happened, and now you don't operate. Or your body used to operate in a certain way, something happened over time or quickly, and now it doesn't. You got fibroids, you got autoimmune disease, you got, there's something that, so, and the reason I'm saying this is because how will we know when you're healed? If you're dealing with character, growth, and development, that's not a healing journey. There's not a point where we're going to go, okay, you have went outside, you've talked to 6 people, you haven't gotten an argument in the last 3 conversations. I think you're fixed. I think you're healed. You don't heal in character growth and development. Character growth and development is like martial arts for the personality. Okay, you're understanding that you have some challenges and or weaknesses. You're fucked up. You ain't shit. You lie too much. You cheat. You all of these things that stop you from having the relationships you want, that stop you from having the lifestyle you want. You can't keep a job down because you don't know how to fucking communicate with people. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's what you're trying to figure out. I'm not saying that. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's what you're trying to figure out. And you're trying to address your character. And you're trying to grow and develop new characteristics. You're trying to stop being an asshole. Start being an asshole. Stop being so scary. Start being a little more humble. All of these different characteristics of our personality. Huh? I go through character growth and development way more than I go through healing journeys. I go through character growth and development journeys. And usually I will use spiritual, as what we call spiritual practices, to do that. A lot of people seem to go into spiritual practices looking at them, this is my opinion, the way that they look at religion. Like, my spiritual practices is heightening and strengthening my spiritual health or something. I don't know. For me, understanding that I'm a spiritual individual going through it, Selena, peace, queen. I see them wines y'all got, man. Them look dope. Oh my goodness. Popping. Salute. Spiritual. Okay. We all seem to agree that we are spiritual individuals going through a human experience. But somehow we all seem, not all, a lot of us seem to do spiritual practices. I don't know if y'all just caught what I said. I will use that word because I'm one of them people who, like, I used to be one of them, oh, it ain't the new year. The new year ain't till, Christmas is, and this is this, and then like nitpick, and it'd be like, yo, shut the fuck up, man. Conversation and words are for understanding, right? So I understand what people are meaning. Goes, peace to the God. I know what they are meaning when they're saying my spiritual works, my spiritual development, all of that. But what you're actually doing is you're doing human works and development to get your character the human character to tap in with your spirit. We are spiritual people. I don't do spiritual works. That's like me saying, going outside saying, oh, I'm about to go and ride my bike, practice my human works. Wait, what? What do you, I'm confused. What? How do you practice that being you are? You don't have to practice being spiritual, y'all. What you have to practice is tapping your character in with your spirit. Now let me go further than that, because I just said something. Now I'm going to say it the way I would say it. But I had to say all of that so you could understand what I was saying in y'all language. Now I'm going to say it in my language. Your spirit is oh shit, I might have just caught myself. Your spirit is the vibration given off from your character. I'm sitting in the room, me and Ghost, we chilling, we talking. Ghost got his back to the door. Not usually, neither one of us gonna do that, but he got his back to the door. I'm facing him. I look up, somebody we both don't like come in. I don't want to cut him off because he's talking. I look up and I look back down. He say, man, I don't like the vibe in here, man. Let's get on and get up out of here. I just caught a bad vibe. You ever had somebody catch a vibe? They're feeling the spirit of somebody who has a fucked up character, so it creates a fucked up spirit. That spirit has a vibration. Ghost being in tune the way he is, he's able to tap into vibration. A lot of us are so out of spiritual tune, we don't listen or tap into our vibrations. This is what keeps a lot of us safe. Yo, anybody seen Belly? Anybody seen Belly? Remember my man was stood out, AZ was outside and stuff, talking to my man, he had his baby, and they was talking. He said, yo, no, I'm about to bounce. So he gave him that, because he looked up and just that vibe wasn't right. He's like, yo, I'm out. And as soon as he walked off, my man walked, yo, don't remember this in the basement? He caught the vibe. This is what we're talking about. So your spirit is a vibration given off by your character. So when you're doing spiritual works as humans, what you're trying to do is get your character to give off a better vibration. Your character is fucked. And so that vibratory pattern, just like when we look at the water and you say foul things to the water, and then the crystalline structure of the water as it's frozen gives off these nasty mutated shapes. But when you say positive things, I love you, I support you, I appreciate you, you are beautiful, you are a gift to this world, as it freezes, it takes on the most beautiful shapes. And the body does the same thing. And the body works like puzzles, like receptors. When things lock in, they fit. And when they fit, boom, them actions and reactions happen. And this is what we're looking for, right? But when your shit is fucked up and the vibration, nothing fits and nothing works. And so, what is that? Right? And that vibration that's given off is your spirit. Now, let me be very clear. Your soul is allowing for whatever experience that the human existence creates for that spirit. The soul is not connected to that. This is where we talk about past life regressions and karma and different things like that, right? Oh man, one of my partners, he says, I don't feel bad, angry, mad, or whatever about nothing that happened in slavery, because all of that happened was karmatic debt for the individuals that was in slavery, just the same that the individuals that took part in the slave mentality is going to have karmatic debt in lives, right? And it was like, damn, that shit's heavy. And it was like, okay, I can see that. And so we pick in this form the roles that we play, right? Because you got to keep in mind that the spirit came here for one thing. As far as I'm concerned, I was taught and that I carry on, and that's to experience. And there's going to be a point in time where that soul has done enough work and is going to come to an experience to where its spirit is now adding on to that light body. And when you activate that light body, all of that shit's over. This is ascension. So this is why I'm not real big into ancestral worship and ancestral veneration and things like that. Like I will do when called to. Wait, what do you mean? Okay, hold on, walk with me now, y'all. I don't want nobody to get upset when I say this if y'all into ancestral and shit, because I don't think I've ever said this public. I think it's the first time I've ever spoke on this publicly. I'm not big on ancestral work because from my point of view, the ancestral realms is a type of punishment. It is you, all of the kids who activated their light body are about to go outside and play. You have not activated your light body yet. You cannot go outside and play. You have to stay in that room until your light body is activated. Now, you can get some help from the kids that are not outside yet. Only the kids that got their light body is outside. You haven't, so you got to stay here. But there's still more kids here who are not even on that level yet. They can help you clean your room. So ancestrally, it's almost like I'm in jail. I haven't gotten to go to the next level. I'm here. I can't come back, but I got to stay here until I achieve what I was supposed to achieve. This is the important part to me. What I was supposed to achieve while I was there. Now, I tap in, tune in, work, and am attention and intentionally tapped in ancestrally for anything, how do we say, generationally. If I have to do it because this is a generational thing and they haven't completed it, sign me up. I will be the one in my bloodline to do that. But if it's a personal, see, it's a lot of personal things that some of our ancestors didn't complete. And so they reach to us so that we who might not have as many missions of our own can assist them with their missions. So it's like being in jail and you reaching out saying, hey, can you put some money on my books? Can you put some food on that John? A couple pieces of candy. Yo, let me get some of that coffee, B. Like, I ain't got none of that shit over here. All right, now what you need me to do? Me personally, I am and have been enthralled in my works since I've been here. And I'm knee deep in them, and I got more to do. And so I work on my own energy for the most part. And I don't do a whole lot of going to the altar requesting assistance from my ancestors. Because I'm doing my works. And so that's how I feel about that. That's my personal. Anybody want to talk about it, hit me up. I love these kind of conversations. But with all that being said, the ancestral realm is a realm like racism. It's a lot. I'm gonna tell you, it's a lot of y'all still deal with heavy racial shit. And as Black people, you feel like it's okay to hate these white people because they, and then you name a bunch of shit that happened with your ancestors. Sexual shit. A lot of us is looking at motherfuckers going, ugh, motherfucker kissing another man. Ugh, kissing another woman. You nasty y'all motherfuckers. Like you let that shit affect you and you hate. That's heavy. Hate is heavy. Hate is heavy for white, Black, homo, what else people hating? Fat people, skinny people, hate. And I ain't talking about like judgment. I'm talking about hate, like you want to hurt them, you want to do like yo, you carry that shit. It's heavy. And you ain't carrying no light body like that. You can't put that on the scale against a feather. You cannot put that on a scale against a feather. So you is either coming back here or you're going to the ancestral realms. I ain't trying to do that. When I'm done, I'm ascending. Right? I'm adding on to the light body. So we gotta let hatred go. We gotta let hatred go. We gotta let violence go. We gotta let, you know what I'm saying? All of these, this is why I talk about people who become conscious and then diss people who are religious. It's like the religious people, what religion is to rely. I'm relying on. They're the same as you. You want to know the difference? They know that if they do not continuously practice, they will fall off. So they rely on something to remind them. They rely on religion to remind them. And my thing is this, like, okay, if you want to be like, oh, the Muslims bombed 9/11, be like, okay, it wasn't Muslims. Like, matter of fact, I don't even want to go into that because, wait, what'd you say? Yeah, that was an inside job. 911, look at the towers, things like that. That's explosives. But anyway, if you want to say something like, oh, this religion doesn't respect women the way I feel like I would be respected, so I don't like that religion and I wouldn't be a part of it. Cool. And then you see somebody who is part of that religion and you can deal with them. You can, whatever, hang out, talk, hey, respect them. That's okay. That's okay. But to be like, oh, you stupid, Jesus fake, and why you go to church, dumb motherfucker. You need to go to church because you're not spiritual, because you don't even understand the walk of man. Let me share something with y'all real quick. I used to work at a homeless center. And this homeless center was also a transitional center. So people coming out of prison, you know what I'm saying, might have to stay here for a while. So while I was working there was this dude who was in jail for like, I don't know, 30-something years for murder and whatnot. Old head. So I'm sitting at the desk. It's like 4 a.m. He comes from his desk. Now, this was when I was real heavy with the 5%, right? With the body. I'm in it, right? He comes out, he sits at the desk, you know, just to kick it for a minute. You know how you wake up, just come sit down, what's going on, man? I said, man, what's up, man? What you doing up this early, old head? He said, man, I'm about to go in the shower and get ready, man. I got to go and do my prayers and read the Bible, and I'm about to go to church in a little bit. And I said, damn, that's fucked up. He said, what? I said, I'm just saying, no disrespect, but like you spent 30 years enslaved in prison, and now you get out and you about to be enslaved into religion. And I started, as I'm thinking, dropping game on him. Man, you know, religion is this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? The Council of Nicene, and you know how we be thinking we smart and we dropping all of this shit because we read a bunch of shit and we know shit, right? Look good on paper. I dropped the whole shit. The old head said, hey, man, do you know what I was in prison for? I said, yeah, man, I know you know what I'm saying? You killed a couple people and whatnot, I heard. He said, nah, nigga, I killed everybody. I said, what? He said, nigga, I killed everybody. I ain't killed a couple. I killed everybody, nigga. I killed the men. I killed the women. I killed the babies. Nigga, I killed the pets, nigga. I'm like, all right. He said, I went to prison. I didn't give a fuck. I killed a couple in there. He said, man, I was a savage. He said, and I went to the church, the thing, and they started talking about forgiveness and, you know, like Jesus forgiving you and repenting and living in the love of the Lord and all of this. He say, some of the shit that I did when I was younger, I felt like I was never going to be forgiven for. And that's what made me be like, shit, nothing even matter. And that's what made me do all of that. He said, man, when I went to church and they told me all that, I was like, man, I did all that because I thought that was all. He said, but I got to live in the love of the Lord. He said, even if it was fake, it felt good. He said, and that's what kept me from being who I was. He said, so if you gonna sit here and tell me all of that, I don't know, man, because I feel like if I realize all of this fake and I give it up, what I got to go back to? And I sat there and I was like, damn. And since that day, I've never disrespected nobody for their walk, because you don't know why they walk in that path. You don't know why they doing religion. You don't know why, right? Just like monks will be in them caves and shit. And then sometimes they'll what? Send them out into the world, right? As a punishment. And they in there washing dishes and all this. Man, you know martial arts, you can do flips 18 times. Nigga, you be on movies, man. Man, why you washing dishes, man? Why you did? You should be, you should do what you're doing and pay the respects to what you, whatever you did, you go through what you go through, and we should respect that path. See what I'm saying, y'all? So even religion is needed. And if you spiritual, you should respect religious people. They're trying to be you. They just need help. That's it. If their religion ain't got them out here doing nothing foul, why you fucking with them? My mother is like what I refer to as a real Christian, not like a weekend Christian. Like literally, she lives that shit. Monday, like you ain't never gonna hear her cuss. I ain't gonna drink no liquor. And not that I feel like, oh, but who she says she is, and she's not involved in anything foul. And it's like, why attack people who are religious when I know people in the spiritual community, in the conscious community, and in the healing community who are foul, who are foul, and y'all respect them, y'all give them money, y'all love them. But this person who's going to church, going to work, and living the life as they've been trained to do, you disrespect them, you belittle them. What type of spirit do you have? You disrespected somebody because they're on a spiritual path that at this point causes for leadership and guidance. You need to go get on the path with them. But anyway, mental health, emotional health, or ignorance. Yeah, it's a difference. Some of y'all just need to accept responsibility for your actions, who and what y'all are, and change yourself. And I'm going to be very, very clear. Once you make the change, the bad shit's not going to stop happening to you. As a previous bad guy, once you make the change and you make it in your heart and your soul, truly, shit's going to get worse for you. Pay attention, because you will be able to see everything that happens to you and where that came from in your karmatic debt. You'll know as soon as it happens. If you really tune in, as soon as it happens, you'll be like, oh, ain't this... Oh, okay. Yeah, I did rob that motherfucker. Okay. All right, man. Here, go ahead. You can have it. Well, no, I was just thinking about some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to, whatever you did, and it might be heavy. It might be heavy. And are you going to return? Oh, my God. Are you going to return? Or are you going to hold that down and realize, damn, that's what the good people that I violated felt like when that shit happened. Damn, I'm a good person. Why is this? Here's probably some comments, some shit they did. Don't worry about it. I don't get caught up on the people I did shit to. I ain't going back, apologize, none of that shit, all of that type of shit. I ain't one of them dudes. Got that much time. I don't know all them people's phones. I'm being funny, y'all. I'm being funny. I'm being silly. But I'm just saying this for those of y'all, like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to do that, because the scales of justice is within us. The scales of justice is within us. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never experienced nothing that I couldn't see where that fit. That fit. You know what I'm saying? And so as we move forward, now, let me be clear. The reason that bad shit is going to keep happening to you is because you got to clear your karmatic debt. And you're going to clear it while you're in a positive state. Like you're saying, okay, I'm done with this. I'm done with that. I'm not doing this type of stuff. I'm not doing that. I'm this type of person now. Okay, cool. Now that you're that type of person, these things can happen to you and it'll make a difference. It wouldn't have made a difference when it happened to you when you was a fucked up person, because you was a fucked up person and everything was fucked up around you. So just fucked up shit was fucked up shit. But now you're a good person. Now you're walking the path. Now you on point. Now shit needs to happen to you. Now you are getting the gist of work every day, take care of my family, and I still okay. Yeah, that's how they felt. And you got to live that until your karmatic debt is cleared. Once your karmatic debt is cleared, then life will start to change for you. Then you can start to receive what you was looking for from that shit anyway. But you got to pay off that debt. I see a lot of people try to get in and shit start happening and they fall off. It's kind of like, oh, I sell dope. Okay, I go to jail. I get out. Oh, I ain't gonna sell dope no more. And then somebody come around, they got that brick for a real good price. Yo, they got the strip, like, yo, they got the hole, and you like, well, hold on. And you just gonna lose your job. Well, hold on. And you just lost your girl because she like, you don't buy me nice shit and I don't like the place we stay in. You know what I'm saying? Shit is going to be happening around you and to you that is testing your endurance. It's like the easiest path is going to be the one that you said I'm not going to take. And the hardest path is going to be the one of righteousness. Because you said that you was that person, right? Okay. Just because you're that person don't mean we just gonna make life easy. Right? Matter of fact, we gotta test it because you might just be trying to sneak up in this way. You feel me? You gotta go through them scales of justice. And after that, if you withstand, like I did, you withstand. You keep solid even in the midst of, you'll be blessed. You'll be blessed. You'll be blessed. I promise that. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you that. You'll be blessed. You know what I'm saying? And untouchable. So I just wanted to get in and share that with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let's tap in and let's really accept responsibility for ourselves. Let's be sovereign for our own decisions, our own repercussions, the things that happen from them. Let's take that, bring it back in, and change it. Are you really magical? I am. I am. You could do it within 90 days. The intentions and manifestations. I am. So I just want to kick with y'all a minute. If you need to know more, reach out. If you want to see what it's like working with me, look at sincere7.com. Interested in becoming a Venom practitioner or working with the Venoms, go to venompractitioner.org. And if you need any products, any things like that, visit houseofgenesis.com. I love y'all. And as always, tell somebody you love them in the language that they can understand it in. Peace.